Ladies and gentlemen of the crypto space, we are live on a Wednesday, July 22nd. Oh my goodness, we're almost at the end of the month already. It is what it is. I say the same thing every day. This is going to be one heck of a month, and it's going to be equally questionable, disturbing, mixed emotions filled August. We're going to see what happens because, I've talked on it, what is about to play out, and I myself am trying my best to keep an eye on it and not let any surprises happen. That is the most important thing. Um, who's in the house? Did you buy a dress nibble? Yes. Golden calf. Hola. Buena tarde. Yes. Okay, let's take a peek. Let's get cooking. Candid man. All right, so I got gold up here. Ooh, this thing's about to hit all-time high. This thing's crazy. I mean, what do we got? This looks like a handle and a cup. I mean, there's a little handle action over here and the giant cup. This is like the reverse of a cup and handle. I don't even know what to make of this. All I know is that assets like this talk to the opinion. This is what people think is going on. This is people being defensive. They don't trust equities. They think it's not sustainable what is playing out. Now, what's fascinating is NASDAQ is through the roof. Let's see. Let's see what we got today. I haven't even checked. I just got way too many charts up. Let's see where NASDAQ is. You can pretty much the day will start red and then it'll be green by midday and end green. So you got gold at an all-time high, about to just start skyrocketing. Silver is just, if you do the gold versus silver chart, it's starting to drop. So silver's picking up steam. The stock market's ripping, and we all know what's going on with the crypto space. What am I to even say? Like, it's like they printed $6 trillion and they're going to inflate the shit out of everything. Now you want to talk about where the issues may be. That's best seen in forex and the way the dollar relates to the other countries, and particularly bonds and treasuries. Now, I'm not going to get into that. Clearly, I follow Raul very closely, and his sentiment is something I entirely agree with. He's way smarter than me, and you always follow the smartest person in the room. Bam, that's what you do. Are we in a bull market? Which bull market? Well, bear in mind, like the S&P, it doesn't have a higher high. I don't even want to pull up the chart. I got way too many charts up, and my computer's going to start smoking. I'm going to have to go get the fire extinguisher. So S&P is clearly not in a bull market. It doesn't have a higher macro high. So I don't care what anyone says. That's quite obvious. Charlie's in the house. Igor, yes. Take a look at silver, gold on steroids. Yes, no doubt. I have more silver than I do gold. Or own their own government. Who owns the government, whatever. It's a hot mess. John's in the house. I know you're at work. Good to see you. S&P. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I don't even want to look at it. Whatever. It's all inflating, and I don't trust the system, so I actually trust the crypto space, much more because the fundamentals are in play. Look at this gorgeous chart. Look at this thing. Oh my God. This is the most gorgeous chart I think I've seen in a long time. So we had a big old blow off top. It pulled back, went to a straight up bull flag. This is a descending channel, but it broke bullish. Because look at this rip. I didn't extend the resistance the entire way, but look at this rip to the top side. But then we had a symmetrical triangle, which broke to the downside, which was, for a second, I wanted to think bearish. But then you talk about the supply disruption and the burn that's about to happen. $50,000 worth of Kyber is about to burn. And to top it all off, this first epoch, um, I believe the total reward plus total burn is going to burn. So it's for the first epoch. Um, Vote, and then you get a full reward for Epoch 1. Yeah, whatever. Point being, a shitload of Kyber is about to burn, and that is a supply disruption. So, how does something with a 30 plus percent supply disruption even remotely be tempted to print bearish trends? Huh. Nathan in the house, what's up? Yes. So I love this chart. I just love the micro trends. I love the bullish micro trend breaking to a bullish micro trend, a bearish break, revealing the massive epic bullish macro trend. Look at this beauty. You got a symmetrical triangle coming off massive bullish momentum. That is so cool. This is the most beautiful chart. Oh my god. Anyway, so I digress on Kyber. So Kyber is my smaller position right now because I made big rips on that. But so Kyber I consider basically a long-term play. I have a stake position. I'm just going to hold it. It's deflationary. It's a deflationary asset. It's the epitome of something that you just set and forget. And the question in your mind is portfolio balance and how much do you set and forget. So that's not easy, and no one could tell you what to do. Bancor doesn't have the V2 launch yet, so this is my speculative gains play. They're at about 100 mil, give or take. I could pull them up on CoinGecko, but I'm not going to for fear that my computer will start smoking. Yeah, I need a desktop one of these days. But point being, the V2 rip hasn't happened. And look at the bullishness on this thing. The entirety of its move since this whole bullish move started is a giant ascending channel, and, which hasn't deviated. You got minor trivial deviation, but look at this thing. It's a giant. I just can't. John, can you imagine if you saw this shit in the stock market? I mean, just look at this stuff. I can't. It's a giant bullish channel. This ascending is beautiful, and it's look at even right now. Well, bear in mind, yeah, look at the Stoke. It's running out of steam as it's hitting support, But this is where you keep an eye on it, and this is exactly what the charts are for. You look for a deviation, a violation of the local trend, which is really a macro trend in many regards. And you find yourself, 5-10% down. Unless you're able to spot some sort of reasonable, increasingly local trend, that's going to be a shift in momentum. And for me, that's an exit point. If we hit like from here, if this breaks out to like 14.15, well, 15, 14.90, 14.80, I probably exit half my position even though it's a long-term speculative play or a long-term stake position. I don't know. That's the nature of an extremely volatile asset. And frankly, this is everything. Everything's going to be volatile right about now. And all the equities, it's ridiculously volatile. Volatile to the upside, but guess what? When it turns bearish, it's going to get even uglier. If you think the volatility to the upside is volatility, wait until you see it start to pull down. It's inevitable at some point. Might go another 100, 200, 300. Who knows what everything is going to go, but it's irrelevant. It's going to come down. What goes up comes down. What goes down comes up. It's just the way it works. But could you imagine REITs? Everything is volatile. So you got to exit. You got to follow the charts. You got to protect your gains. And that's the bottom line. There's no such thing as, I guess, then you could talk Warren Buffett, but sure as hell didn't protect his gains about 3 months ago. a couple of that's a couple of billion that he. Yeah, but I don't know who's this. That's the whole point. The whole point is everyone has to develop their own narrative, their own process, and you have to stick to it. And then that's this game. That's this game. So I constantly am thinking in my mind, of do I hold? Do I exit? Why would I hold? Why would I exit? How much do I hold? How much do I liquidate? How much of a position do I keep? If there's a bearish break here, do I keep the entirety of the position? Do I liquidate a portion? So these are the types of statements that are constantly going through my mind. And I'm pretty sure it's the statements going through everyone's mind, um, whether they are aware of it or it's just subconscious. So the art and trick to this game is to put words on it, articulate it, and do stuff like this. So Santiment is really cool. Santiment.net, and I've been writing stuff for them, posting a fair amount of their metadata on the Twitter feed. But you get it out. You have to document your thoughts and ideas, and stick to your narrative. That's the most important thing. So Bancor, I got a big bet on this bad boy. I'm looking for some stack some ETH. I'd love it. Digibyte is just old school. I've been holding Digibyte for years at this point. I'm sure everyone else is in this channel. Look at this. You got a symmetrical triangle. It's beauty. Coming off, let's pull it out to the daily chart. Coming off bullish momentum. I mean, it's been bearish for all this time, but look at this bullish rip. So it's bullish. And I mean, you're talking about it starting to flatten out on the price action in July of 19. This is a year. This is 1 year of horrible price action. So this is a momentum shift into bullish territory into a symmetric triangle. That this is a classic instance of a bullish trend reversal into a bullish chart pattern. And symmetric triangles tend to break in the direction of the prevailing trend, which is bullish. So this is really cool. This is great to see. Finally, for Digibyte, it's really good to see. 20K. Oh, I see you saw. Okay, yeah. Candid. I guess I got 20 chip. Um, bear in mind, I bought this. I bought it at 70 cents. I had more, and I trimmed it down. But I was in at like 70 cents, and it was cheaper than that. So you got to remember entry points and entry and exits, and it's a lot to consider. My man. Will BTC break out from its triangle in the next days? Well, take a peek. Bitcoin is in, it was in a super, I got to pull it out. There's just so much data on Bitcoin. It was in a, look how compressed this symmetric triangle was. It made it all the way to the tip. Oh my God. So this was so compressed, and we have a clear breakout to the upside. But the thing is that we're in a prevailing macro symmetric triangle. So, if you were like a day trader, this is the upside, and then your previous resistance flips support would be downside. So this would be a good trade right about now, skewed probably about what 3-1 to the upside, and I'd look for uh, resistance at the larger macro resistance level. Pull down, maybe one or two times, go back and forth, and then break out. I expect a breakout at some point. This Bitcoin is a decaying inflationary asset, which means it's increasing in scarcity, which is frankly gold. Gold is a decaying inflationary asset. They're constantly pulling less and less out of it out of the ground. Now, for the first time in history, I mean, literally, Kyber Network has better monetary policy than everything. It is not only a decaying, it's not a decaying inflationary asset. It's a damn deflationary asset. It is decreasing in supply. So that is when something decreases in supply, the pressure pushes the price up. And that's the way you think of decaying inflationary assets. The pressure will cause appreciation, and especially the deflationary assets. That's supply disruption. And to top it off, there's incentivized staking for Kyber. So that means there's gains to be made by buying and holding. So combine that with supply disruption as well as a burn rate, a deflationary burn rate, and you just this is what goes through my mind when I see the potential for a trend break to the downside. I'm like, I don't care. Give this thing a year or two, and the volume going through the liquidity networks combined with or manifesting the staking incentive. It's just a spectacular macro series of ideas that collide to produce inflationary pressure on the price. Anyway, Digibyte is fast AF. Yes, my man Charlie. I love Digibyte. Digibyte's a fundamental UTXO. We're talking about these relatively sophisticated assets, these protocols that are Turing complete, Kyber, Ren, Bancor. What are I absolutely? Oh, SYS is a fundamental asset, but RSR, Link, Lend. The Digibyte, the beauty of it is it's a fundamental UTXO, so that puts it in another category. And frankly, well, it's not even in the SYS category because SYS is really like a UTXO with level 2. And the level 2, the second layer on top of SYS is really what makes the platform and the asset incredible and tantalizing and exciting. What makes Digibyte so exciting is it's it's bare bones basic relative to the what's being created out there, but and really the best way to elaborate is it's Bitcoin, but the protocol is good and better and what it really needs to be a successful UTXO asset and product. Um, Now, I've talked that it's not going to disrupt Bitcoin because you don't disrupt an ongoing disruption, and Bitcoin is going to be an ongoing disruption for a long time to come. So it's mutually exclusive, and even an inferior technology can remain prevailing in all regards, and that's just the way it is. And don't fight what is occurring. See the opportunities in between the lines, and that's what I like to think about. If F goes tits up, what happens to Ren? Where the hell is my F chart? Why the hell don't I have an F chart up? All right. I think what is it? So you're asking what the relationship between F and Ren is? I mean, the Ren chart is horrible right now. I don't even know what it is. It was in an ascending channel for a period of time, and that broke to the downside. But now it's like, well, if you take a look real quick right here, maybe, I don't know. I'm speculating. Could be. Could be a little bit of a descending triangle. Just a little speculation right there. I don't know. Whatever. You see, the beauty of my position in Ren is I had it extremely cheap, and I have the dark node, so I don't care. I mean, this thing could go to $1 billion, or it could go to $10. I I purchased dark nodes and I forgot about them. And if the network succeeds, the goal of the dark node is not to liquidate the dark node ever. It's to have a recurring revenue stream, which is what I've talked about, especially as I started doing these streams. And that is the net goal. That is the ultimate goal, to have recurring revenue streams where money works for you rather than you trading time and hours for money. But in order to get to recurring revenue streams, you have to accumulate, especially with regard to these liquidity protocols and getting like 8%, 5, 6, 7, 8% yield. 8% yield, let's say you got $1 million, that's 80 grand a year. Do you live currently on 80 grand a year? If you live currently on 80 grand a year, pre-tax, then you need to accumulate $1 million and get 8% on your money. And then you could quit your job. And that's it. It's not complicated to define where you need to be and what the end result and goals need to be. That's the bottom line. The one Golden says the one live streamer that has me pulling out the legend midstream. Woo! No, patience, time, care, due diligence. But I understand. I mean, I FOMO'd the crap out of Iris, and bam, I got this thing probably at about 3 cents. And this was like a week and a half ago when I started reading. I mean, Chico talked about the BSN probably maybe a month ago at this point. I don't know, but the point is the BSN, Iris, Ethereum. I don't give a crap about EOS, Neo, and who the hell else the BSN is. I don't care about that stuff at all. I have no interest in EOS or Neo. Um, but Iris is obviously the startup of the bunch. That's what's going on right there. I mean, this thing is built on Cosmos, um, which basically is an inflationary platform, but there's validators. So it's a proof of tendermint as the consensus mechanic. You have validators, and then you're able to delegate to a validator, which produces a recurring revenue stream. Albeit it's an inflationary asset, so in theory, the inflation that's produced and given to you, um, you know, just keeps you on par with regard to net value, because as more are in circulation, the value of each decreases, but you are getting more of the assets. But the thing is, because of the scale of the network and it's not deployed and it's not reached its critical mass, its critical threshold, the potential value of it is basically zero. So that's why even with 12%, 15%, 17% inflation, it doesn't matter based on where it is in its life cycle, so to speak. Now, Band is cool. They got a really nice Cosmos Explorer, cosmoscan.io. I got a couple of Band. Band is almost impossible to get in the United States. The mainnet Band. I have a couple of bucks worth of Band. But what's nice about their Explorer is it literally spits out real-time gains. Um, it's almost impossible. I was lucky enough to get a manual swap from their ERC20 to their mainnet token. But otherwise, you need access to Binance or BitMax, and you can't do that in the U.S. You either need a VPN, and I'm not doing that. I don't mess with that stuff. I don't mess with that stuff at all. So, but Iris is available on Hotbit, and Hotbit is a no KYC exchange, so it's a no-brainer. No KYC, got some Iris, and that's what I did. Take a look at the comments. Golden says KNC looks good. Oh my God. I missed it, Charlie. You said, holy shit, say that again. I don't know what you're referring to, but I'm happy to say it again. Um, KNC, my man, let's take a look real quick again. This is the coolest chart I think I've seen this entire crypto season. Look at this beauty. Micro trend, prevailing macro trend. So yeah, Ken, Band is offered on KyberSwap. That's the ERC20. Band has migrated their platform, their project, to the Cosmos ecosystem, a Cosmos hub. So if you have the ERC20, it doesn't do anything. You have to convert it to their Cosmos equivalent asset. Now, there's a manual way to do it, but they want 100,000 minimum, and I was able to save my situation. I transferred only, obviously, 732, and it's not 100,000. So the only real way to get banned in the U.S., there's no way to get banned legitimately in the U.S. You need access to Binance or KyberSwap, or BitMax, and that's not available in the U.S. It's the most ridiculous situation. I'm so infuriated by the U.S. government and the policies and the lack of a national narrative for like fintech banking licenses. And Brian Brooks is close, but he's not there yet. And we're still dealing with this ridiculousness. Like I'm itching for like the Cosmos DEX. It's inevitable. The Polka Swap, which is inevitable. And then who cares about KYC? You just use it. And that's what's so cool about the DEXs that are on the brink of tying this whole crypto space into a giant liquidity space. Oh my God, giant liquidity. And then you got obviously StakeNet and BlockNet and Komodo with their atomic swap capability, and StakeNet tying in Ethereum, and BlockNet talks about it as well, and Jelly Swap with their DApp, their Web3 DApp. dealing with atomic swaps. So you can imagine I could just picture going to like 1inch or Maca, the 0x Maca aggregator, and just any UTXO asset, any ERC20, any Polkadot asset, any Cosmos asset, boom, you could swap from anything to anything at the best price possible with minimized slippage. And that's that's the holy grail, so to speak. Absolutely incredible just thinking about that. Pax G, an opinion on trust? No idea. I don't know. It's gold. I don't know. Um, all I know. This is all I know. This is all I know. Oh my God, 1870. It was at 1861 yesterday. It dropped down to 1850. It's at 1870. Oh my God. Uh, John, I feel like a kid in a candy shop. I can imagine the boys on the floor. 1870 on gold. In the middle of a pandemic where 6 quadrillion dollars was printed. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say anymore. So PAX G, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, everyone has to do their own due diligence. I wouldn't own it. I don't own it, or maybe I would own it. Point being, there's no easy answer to how to invest, why to invest, how much to invest, portfolio balance. There's no 100% correct way to do any of this shit. All you can do is try and talk about your ideas and bounce it's like picture Wall Street. If it wasn't on lockdown, people are on the trading floor, or like, picture the '80s Wall Street, where people there was actually traders, and they would get out of work and they go to the bar and they shoot the shit, talking about what they're working on and what they're doing and their balance and portfolio balance. And there's no perfect anything. There's no rules. There's only ideas and narratives and coming up with what you think is the truth. The truth is everyone's own individual truth that they create for themselves. Some people are not liking band, but I see them as an oracle. There's only one oracle, which is Link, and Link is a systemic disruption in a bearish situation right now, no doubt. Look at that break. Look at that bearish break from a rising wedge. Woo! Got to wait for a new print of a new local trend formation before doing anything. And then RSR, similar bearish break. Look at this, CIS with a massive 100% run up, a falling wedge with a bullish break. So it's holding on to it was at 366, and it's holding on to 1,000. It's up 300%, give or take, after massive action. Look at that volatility. This is a wonderful sign. Now, what we do is we wait for a new local trend formation. I don't give a crap. I'm holding this thing. I got a master node for the better part of 3 years. I wouldn't touch it. This is the stuff that I leave. Oh my God, John Silver. Oh, you must be having fun today. I got to go back to. I got to look at this chart. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this vertical intraday price action. Oh, all right, ladies and gentlemen, 12:28. It's always a pleasure. Did I touch on any? Did I miss on anything? And touch on Minter. I'm holding a small position in synthetics. You mint SUSD with it, and then you go here to claim. And look at that. Boom. So weekly I get 5.83 synthetics, which is 3, 5, 10, it's about $20 a week. It's 80 something, maybe if it goes up a little bit, $100 a month, which is $1,000 a year. Off of about a $3,700 investment. Was that 30%? 28%? So synthetics is cranking out 28%, which is awesome. But bear in mind, it's a highly volatile asset. And the only reason I'm holding this quantity is because at one point I had 20,000 of them. And I've obviously spread profits around, and now I'm down to 1,000 because this is my set and forget. This is that I don't really care what happens because I believe in the platform, the macro narrative of the platform and what they're doing. These boys are synthetic derivative assets, options. They got FX. They got oil. They got commodities, and they can even have equities and index because it uses Chainlink for Oracle data. So you could literally have a synthetic New York Stock Exchange on the synthetics platform. Yeah, so their macro narrative is stronger than ever. Albeit from a regulatory perspective, that's the risk. But yeah. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining. Always a pleasure. This is Wednesday afternoon, July 22nd. We got another stream tomorrow, so we're gonna keep the party going. Hit me up on Twitter if you got any questions. Talk about anything on your mind. You have a good one. Peace.